Ladies and gentlemen, today is October 20th, 2012, and this is the KNKL Show, episode 55. I am your host, Kienan Lafferty. Today we are going to be doing a tutorial on how to take your stylus or drawing utensil in your hand, in your very own hands, and do a technique I like to call free drawing. It is actually a cool thing that I discovered, well, I had somebody teach me a few weeks ago, and I basically figured out that this is probably one of the most amazing techniques and practices that you can do as an artist, and I really want to pass this down and have you guys take it into your techniques because it will make you grow as an artist and as a person. But before we get into that, we are going to be taking a stroll down a lovely lane, so I'm going to move myself over here so I can look this way and not be cropped off by the moving window. So, as you can see, thank you guys so much for submitting your amazing work as usual. Last week we only got a couple submissions, which was totally fine because they were awesome. But I thought it was funny how well you guys responded to me saying, I want more art on here. So thank you guys so much for, and look at this, and it's all things that I love, such as Maokai, lovely ladies, Evelyn, awesome armored girls, and Emma fan art. Like, so awesome. This is great. Thank you, Rashim, for the amazing caricature of myself and Emma. And yeah, I love all of these pieces that were submitted this week. So thank you guys very much, and please continue to do so. Moving on to the YouTube, we are approaching 3,000 subscribers, and that is a magic number because you know what that means? 3,000 is a lot. And that's a lot more than I originally thought I was ever going to get on the show. My mentality behind making the show was like, if I had 2 people that really watched this and really benefited from it, I was going to keep doing it. So thank you guys for telling your friends and always coming back and being interested in what I had to teach you guys. Moving on, Tuesday Twitter. For those of you who are not following, please follow because I will not post spam links when I am petting my cat or playing with my dog. Wow, that sounds really bad. When I'm playing with the dog that lives here, that still looks bad because I just pointed out. Oh man, I wonder if we should edit that out. Nope, staying in. All right, so please, for those of you who are not following the Twitter, please do so. And yeah, all right, let's get this tutorial started, shall we? Whew, yeah, it got hot in here all of a sudden. I'm going to open a window. We're going to go ahead and get started. It is a lovely, misty day here in California, sunny Southern California. And yeah, I mean, this freaking mist just came in. You can barely see, I mean, this morning I could barely see like 20 feet outside, like to the next house right over there. But it is clearing up. You can hear the birds chirping. It is a beautiful day. So, alright, so we're going to be talking about free drawing. What is free drawing? Free drawing is a practice. There is a liquor, or a smoker, rather, that we will be using it. Okay, so, free drawing is, wait, I don't want to show this yet. Free drawing is the idea of, it's basically free writing, but put into a drawing sense. And what it is basically you fuel your mind. The step one of this process is you fuel your mind, right? And what is this fuel, you ask? Well, that was that folder that I just pulled up earlier that should have been pulled up right now. So today we are going to, in the spirit of Halloween, and for some concept art that I would like to do for myself, for the Emma comic that's going to be coming up within the next few weeks, we are going to be drawing a monster, like a super zombie or whatever, right? That will be in the comic. So, as you can see here, I've got fuel for my mind. So basically, all you got to do to fuel up is you go on Firefox, Google, whatever, and then you type in, you know, whatever type of monster you're going to be drawing today. And in this case, I wanted to be, you know, influenced from things like, you know, Left 4 Dead, the witches, the boomers, you know, all these crazy things, you know, skullgirls, the tyrants from Resident Evil, and there's another guy, and zombie chicks. So those are all good things. And so that is step one. Step one is you compile a bunch of kind of images of things that will help inspire you. And I'm the kind of artist that I like to look at something really quickly and then kind of like put it away. You know, like if I'm working on a reference type piece, or if I'm working with reference, say I'll want to look at it really quickly, right? And then I'll put it away, so I'm not constantly like looking back at it, because I feel like I have a tendency to like really like copy things unless I really just like take a glance at it and then just allow my mind to kind of work around it. So, and again, I think it kind of lends well to what we're going to be doing today, which is free drawing. So step 1 is to feel your mind for what you're going to be drawing. Step 2 is to open up a blank canvas, which we have done here, and I have colored the background a little bit gray so it's a little easier on the eyes. And then we are going to begin drawing, right? So let's just kind of take a quick look through here. Let's notice things that we like about these zombie people. And then we'll go back and kind of reference these as we go. But the most important thing about free drawing, actually one of the hardest thing and also the most rewarding part of it, is that basically this is you emptying your mind, emptying all the thoughts that are in there onto the page, no matter how crazy or silly they are. So you're going to see probably some really stupid stuff come out of me today. But just to prove my point of, basically what free drawing is all about. And you'll see that as you get all of the ideas out of your mind and onto paper, once your mind runs out of things to create, once it like goes to that blank state, you keep drawing. You keep, even if it's just making squiggles or whatever, right? And I'll demonstrate this. And then something amazing will happen. Once your mind has run out of all the things in your head, it will start creating all brand new things that you never thought of before. And that, my friends, is where the gold nuggets come from. So just looking at these really quick, just kind of feeling up, figuring out what I want to do here. Yes, yes. I like the position of these scars, like how it goes up here and up into the eye. That's pretty cool. And then up this way. It's pretty sweet. I'll probably do something like that. And then the glowing red eye, that's always a nice touch. All right. So it looks like we are good to go, good to begin the experiment. Now, one thing I will say is that a really good thing to do for this experiment is always time yourself. Always, like 10 minutes is a really good amount of time. So I'm going to take my smartphone, as I'm sure all of you have yourselves, and go ahead, and if you don't, then you can use your little plastic stopwatch from McDonald's. That works fine too. Anything that basically can time you for 10 minutes and has an alarm at the end. So we will be starting right now. So 10 minutes from now, we will conclude the free drawing session. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these pictures. I'm just going to move them over to the other monitor for now. And then I'll just kind of cycle through them. Or actually, you know what? No, for the purpose of this exercise, I'll keep them here. Okay, so let's look at the first image that I really liked. I actually really like this here. This is Double from Skullgirls. And I really like just like the cool mix of these organic type of veiny type things and just weird little distortions going on. Okay, so let's just begin drawing. Basically, all you're going to do is draw all the shapes that come to your mind. And this is going to be really fun and exciting and random. And you basically draw anything that comes to your mind. So let's say this is going to be, the girl's head here, There we go. Let's draw her leg coming down like that. And let's, oh, and you know what another thing would be cool to do here? Ah, I just thought about this, but they say that, editing things as you go is what you're kind of taught to do, right? From the beginning, you're taught to edit, assignments as you write them. And it's really hard doing this and talking at the same time, by the way. So I might just end up continuing this without speaking. But I think the most important thing for you to do here is not use the eraser at all. Simply just draw lines, draw things, and do not use the eraser. Or unless it's to sculpt something like the eyes, like I'm doing here. But don't erase because you don't like something. Like I was about to reposition this arm. Don't do that. If you don't like it, just look at it for what it is and then continue from there. Only use the eraser to sculpt something, to create something, not to take away. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep drawing this. I kind of like what was going on here with this hand. coming down here. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. I like these big tyrant type claw things going on. Oh, that's interesting. This other one is just like a big hook type thing. That could be pretty fun. Oh, and look at this hair. That's pretty cool. So I almost want to... Okay, so that makes me want to draw this. Makes me want to draw another head over here. Makes me really want to do something crazy with this hair. Like what if it went over like this, and this, and this? What if the hair itself was like a weapon? Ooh, that would be cool. I like that. And again, like I said, this is a concept for zombie-type creatures, like super zombies that will exist in the Emma universe. If I choose to use them. I'll probably just... These will be like kind of preliminary idea things, and then eventually you will see them in the comic one day. Someday soon. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I like that idea of the hair being like that. What if the hair had like spikes on it? That's pretty cool. And see, like, do you guys see what's happening here? Like, these are just, you're letting your mind go crazy with whatever it can come up with. Now, the next thing that this makes me think of is, you know, we're exploring the hair right now. Originally, I was like, okay, you know, the main part of this character is going to be all in the claws. You know, it's basically going to be like a tyrant creature. But what if this girl had almost like, it looks like hair, right? Like, say it does this thing right here. But the hair itself, it's like tied in a ponytail, and it comes back like this. But this is actually like a living organism. What if it had like eyes in it or something like this? This is very much like the double, or the thing from Skullgirls, where it has these weird eyes in it. And it's very Resident Evil too, so I kind of like this. So this thing is almost like a living organism. You know, it has like veins and stuff running through it. And then it has like these spiky teeth. Oh, that's pretty cool. And again, you're not worrying about... the other part of this is when you're free drawing, you'll notice like I'm not really worried about going in and refining anything yet. You're really just getting ideas down. And I think that's the most important thing for you to realize is you're not doing this necessarily to look pretty, right? You're just getting ideas down. Quite like that. What if there's like a giant hook or a giant tooth that just comes forward like this? That looks really funny. But hey, it's another cool idea. Let's go ahead and move that over. No matter how silly or stupid you might think it might be, just get it down, and then you'll notice, and then I'll tell you the next step after we finish this. Okay, so let's go back to the arm. Let's figure out what we want this arm to look like. What's special about the arm? I already know we got the cool ponytail. Let's focus on the arm. Do I want her to have like a regular kind of thin body, or maybe actually wait, oh I erased to edit. Shouldn't have done that. But since I did anyway, we'll just go back to it. Okay, let's see what she looks like if she was like more bulky and roided out like these other tyrants. Let me pull this up just so we can feel ourselves on that. If she had more of a body type like this, that'd be interesting. So she's got this giant upper body and these giant claws. Huh? This is so sloppy. But again, this just goes to show you guys. Doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, it should not be perfect. If it looks perfect, you have a problem. You need to go back and draw more sloppily. There we go. And she has like these cracks. Like I kind of like how there was like some like obsidian type of like material going on in there. It's interesting. I don't know if I'm really like, I don't know how I feel about that. That's a little weird looking. But who knows? It might turn into something really cool. Just keep it going. She'll have like the upper body of like this bodybuilder and the lower body of like this regular girl. Very funny. Interesting. Interesting. Next! This is actually really fun. And again, I told you guys, these are not going to be beautiful drawings. These are literally just mind-dumping. Mind-dumping. And keep going, keep going. I noticed that I'm starting to run out of ideas now. And this is good. This is good. This is when you just keep going. You literally just keep drawing whatever comes to your mind. Let's see. Okay, I'm thinking of spikes going up her neck, right? What if she had like a spine? What if her spine that went up her back like this had spikes on it? Like in this. And then what if those spikes went into the hair? Oh, okay, now we're getting something really cool. Look at this. What if this is like a mouth and she has a tongue coming out the back of her head? Whoa, okay, now we're getting into some really, really weird stuff. You see what this does? This gives you like really weird things that you would never ever think of before. And it's all because of this free drawing technique. Again, just getting ideas. And again, they don't have to be perfectly well designed. They don't need to be concepted out, so there's like a balance of like big and small shapes or curves or anything. All you're doing is just literally getting the ideas out on the paper. All right, that's pretty cool. I like that. Whoa! All right, so as you can see, 10 minutes of free drawing, right? We come up with something like this, right? And this is something that is very creepy, but you know what? There's something I really like about this. Something really cool, like these spikes that are coming out of this person's spine, and then it wraps around up the side of their head into this organism that looks like a ponytail, but it's actually like the top half of the monster's mouth. And this is something that I would have never, and again, I want to stress this to you guys, these types of thoughts, when your mind, okay, now this is where the lesson comes out. When your mind runs out of things to think about, when your mind runs out of those things that are all inside of it, and it's like, I have to come up with something else, that is when something new and awesome comes out. Because basically, we're taught and we're conditioned, and while I'm talking about this, I'm going to go ahead and draw a little bit more of a refined version of this. What we're taught to do at a young age in school is we're taught to write these papers and essays, right? And, you know, however long they're supposed to be. We're taught that, you know, it needs to be right, or it needs to be, you know, this certain amount of words, and it needs to follow these rules of grammar and all this stuff. And we get hooked on that, and we start to go into life thinking that that is how we should do our work. And as artists, I have to say that this is actually probably one of the worst mindsets that you could ever have for your art. The fact that you need to edit as you go, from the beginning anyway, right? And surprisingly, I took a look at myself, you know, recently with the work that I've been doing, and I realized I've been doing a lot of this. I always am editing as I go, and that's really, really a bad, and it inhibits the awesomeness from coming out, right? Because your mind has all these thoughts in it of what it can do, if it's given a certain task, right? But if you challenge it and then you take it to the point where it runs out of things to think about, it will create something else. It will literally just create something, because your mind hates to waste time. It doesn't want to make you look dumb, right? So it'll literally create something. Let's go ahead and draw this up again. Just kind of cleaning up the figure a little bit more. Yeah. You know, I actually kind of like the way that this figure, like this is a little bit more like sexy, you know, like the way that the arch in the back here, whereas this is kind of more like hunched over and more zombie-like. I actually kind of like that a little bit more. So go ahead and you'll notice that even like subtleties like that can come out when you're free drawing. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this because I do like it. Oop. I'm going to keep that and copy it over and then just make that change really quick. And I'm going to go ahead and hide everything else while I go ahead and I draw this up. Whoops. Hide everything else. And then I'll tell you about the rest of the awesome lesson today. Or the rest of the moral of the story. This is cool. I really like this here too. Oh man. See, but it's funny, like how originally my idea for this was the weapon was going to be the girl's hand, you know, the claw, like the tyrant. And then eventually I came to the idea, once my mind ran out of things to do, I had to come up with something completely new and different. And what did it say? It said, make the hair into monster, you know? And then that translated into make spikes on the back. And then the spikes on the back became the lower jaw, you know? And then that all kind of went from there. I think there's all kinds of cool things we could do with this, actually. So, yeah, I hope that this makes sense to you guys. And oh, there is one more thing. This is, as far as I'm concerned, if you have the luxury of time to do this, I would definitely do it. But once you're done free drawing, best thing to do is actually, and you know what, I'm actually going to do this too. I'll just throw this in. Okay, I'm actually going to go ahead and do this too. Once you're done free drawing, you know what the next step is? You save it. Hang on, one sec. Sorry, I had to pause it for a second, just so I didn't reveal any secret folder information. You save it, and then you know what you do? You close it, and you don't look at it until the next morning. That's right. I just said that. And the reason why you do this is because you just exercise your mind. You exercise everything out of it, right? And now what you need to do is you need to allow your mind some time to rest. And whether it's an hour, 4 hours, a day, it's very important that you do something to put yourself away from what you just did and then come back and look at it with fresh eyes. And then from that point, you'll be able to pick the best little parts out of what you did, and you'll have, you know, all new ideas and a cool new place to start exploring, and it'll come up with something that's unique and fun. So, man, that's pretty cool. Like, it's pretty cool to actually like do that and have you guys see, you know, during the process. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up today's episode 55 of the KNKL show. You guys, I really encourage you to try this. It's very simple. All you got to do is feel your mind. Remember, step one, feel your mind. Go on, figure out what you want to draw. If it's cars, go look at cars. If it's women, go look at women. If it's monster, zombie, women, go look at those. You know, just things that you like, motifs and characters and things that you've seen elsewhere that will just kind of help inspire your mind. And then step two is you open up your document, take a look at what you like, just like a general thing. Me personally, I don't like to keep the reference up just because I feel like I have the tendency to just like draw what I see and copy. I just want to be influenced by it. So just look at it really quick, close it, start drawing, right? And do not stop, do not erase and edit. Only erase if you are going to be creating a shape from it. If you are creating by erasing, that is the only time that you can erase. Don't draw something and be like, oh, that looks stupid, and then try to fix it. You want to stay away from editing, right? Stay away from editing your drawing at this stage. It's very crucial, because to get to that point where you get everything out and then your mind is done and then it has to come up with something else, that is the point that you're trying to get to. That's the golden moment. And you can literally do this every day, and I guarantee you that if you do this, it will improve your concepting skills, it'll improve your ideas, and it will make everything that you do have just this awesome feeling of uniqueness to it. And not a lot of people do this. And I think that is something really important that a lot of artists and writers and anybody who creates stuff just needs to do. So, with that, thank you guys for tuning in to episode 55. Thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't. I'm Kienan Lafferty, and I will see you guys next week.